Tony D and Little Joan somewhere in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Earth Mama from A24 about a woman who is pregnant without a husband, and I think she's still in high school. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Heart in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 11. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. And don't forget, Amazon is raising their rates. Starting in June, I think around the 20th. Might happen a little sooner. I'm not sure. I got to read more about it. But if you want to if you're on the fence about the Pineys this month, you got about another 20 to 30 days before the prices go up. And I have no idea how much. Probably not more than $1 or $2. I hope. Anyhow. So this woman, I think she's a high school student, or she's going back to high school. I can't tell. Maybe she's getting a GED. I mean, it's a sad story. It's a sad story about a woman she's already got 2 kids. She can't handle them. Now she's got a 3rd kid on the way. But they've got this scene in the trailer oh, they're going to take our kids. We got to protect our kids. We got to do everything. I mean, that's kind of a noble sentiment, but kind of missing the bigger picture. Why does she have 3 kids? I get it. One time you make a mistake and you have a kid, and that's, you got to deal with it. You make the mistake 2 more times? I mean, and we're supposed to sympathize with her. Maybe at some point you go, why do you keep doing this? Why don't you be a little more careful? Why don't you, use contraception or something? But, it's going to be one of these sad urban movies about, oh, man, what am I going to do with my kid? And how am I going to do my life? I mean, it's not my kind of movie. It's called Earth Mama. So, just going to be a lot of sad takes about trying to live life in the big city and being incapable of taking care of your kids. I mean, another way you could look at it is if someone like this was out in the sticks, she'd probably be a little better off. The city is part of the problem. It's too big. It's too congested. People fall through the cracks. When you're out in the sticks, someone like this would be on a farm somewhere, and I don't know, at least a farm would have food. I mean, you'd be poor, but at least you'd be outside getting fresh air. I mean, that's a plus. I don't know. What I do know is this is kind of a depressing movie. I'm not sure who it's for. Someone in her situation, and Hollywood's all about representation. Someone in her situation doesn't have as they say, a pot to piss in. Doesn't have the money to go to an art house movie to see a story about a depressing woman in the same situation. They don't have $14 to blow on this movie. This feels like a movie for, entitled hipsters who are going to say, oh, that poor woman, I feel for her. I feel so bad for her. And then, they go back to their lattes and I don't know, jobs at Vox and Salon. So, who's this movie for? And why make such a depressing movie? It would be great, a movie about a woman like this who, I don't know, gets out of the city and pulls it all together. That would be awesome. I'd like to see a movie like that. Yeah, she's in a tough position. She's already got 2 kids she can't handle. A 3rd one's on the way. But then she comes up with a plan, maybe an invention, and starts making money, and then brings her and her kids out of the city, and they go buy a house, and they live happily ever after. Maybe she finds a husband. I don't know. Something. I mean, what are we going to see here? A depressing movie where she can't handle her kids, and now she's going to have a 3rd kid, and she's going to lose that kid, or God forbid she's thinking of abortion. I can't imagine. Is this movie going to be about an abortion? Jesus, that would be awful. Seems pretty far into the pregnancy for that. I'm going to just guess no, that's not the case. Especially a movie like Earth Mama. From writer-director Savannah Leaf, starring Tia Namor Erica Alexandra, Keta Price. I don't know any of these actresses. Coming soon. Directed by Savannah Leaf. Studio that brought you Moonlight, Ladybird, Ex Machina, The Witch, 8th Grade, Minari, Uncut Gems, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Hereditary, and more. They do bring out good movies, so would like to have seen at least a tiny write-up on this. Nothing? You don't give us nothing. All right, let's go to the IMDb. Nothing. Give me nothing. I gotta go to the IMDb now. An intimate coming-of-age story of a pregnant single mother who embraces her Bay Area community as she determines the fate of her family. Bay Area. Doesn't look like she's in the Bay Area, but it's rough. I mean, it's rough. The other thing, too, is like Hollywood, everybody's got a lot of money, and they're living in Southern California where the weather's great, and you gotta have a lot of money to live a comfortable life there. And they're making movies about poor people in the inner city. It's like, do you guys even know what you're doing? Again, who is this for? Who is this for? It's not for me. Is it for anybody watching this? Are you excited to see Earth Mama? A depressing movie about a woman who's got too many kids? I mean, maybe like an inspiring movie about a woman who's pregnant and, she's got 2 kids already, and then she gets pregnant again, and she's like, oh man, I was just hanging on, and this is going to devastate my family. I got to do something. And then she pulls it together and, I don't know, comes up with a business or comes up with something that saves the day. That would be great. This just seems like she's wallowing in self-pity, and it doesn't look like she's off in a good direction. So, I mean, I wouldn't even take, this isn't even a date movie. Like, this would be a hipster date movie, I guess. I guess if you're a hipster and you want to feel good, oh man, well, I went to see this really, really touching portrayal of a poor woman who's in an urban setting, and she can't handle her kids, and society won't help her either. And I'm such a good person for seeing that movie, aren't I? Like, that's what it feels like. I think, okay, let's break down the acts. First act, I think this is going to take place on a short period of time. So she has the baby, and she's trying to pull it together, and she already can't see her 2 kids because she can't provide them a stable home for whatever reason. I guess her family's dead or in jail, and she's struggling and trying to get through school, and they already took her 2 kids away, and she sees them sporadically, and she's trying to get them. And then second act, friends are like, we got to fight for our kids, and she's like, yeah, and she's faced with a tough decision. Maybe she's going to put her kid up for adoption. That would be a tough decision, granted, but maybe the kid would be better off. And in the end, I don't know what she chooses. Maybe she chooses to finally do that, and because she's so overwhelmed and needs to get her life together, and maybe someday she could visit the kid or whatever. Another version of the story, God forbid she gets an abortion. That would be awful. That would be awful. Who would want to see that? She's very late term, so that would be terrible. Giving it up for adoption would be tough. It'd be dramatic. I think that's probably the answer. I'm going to guess the good part. The good version of this movie. She has to give up the baby for adoption, and it's a tough, dramatic moment, but she does, and she hopefully reconnects with her 2 other kids, and then maybe someday she'll connect with the baby, or she, I don't know, has to give up those kids too, and has to get her life together, and then hopefully someday she could go meet her kids. I don't know. Either way, it just sounds depressing as F. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes. If you can find a more based take, I say take it. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free, and if you want to get a copy of the Pineys, get it this month. All right, I'll be back with another video later.